Alright, should be now good, should be now better. Alright, should be now back. Should be now better. Shouldn't crash now. Alright, formation lap. Many people went for the standard medium strategy, for the medium hard. Many people, and some people as well, went for the hard medium strategy. As I would expect, Matt, Coke, Luke, Marco, Lars, Father and Gonzalo went for the hards, and the rest for the mediums. Bo actually staying in first. My game crashed at the end of quali for no goddamn reason. But yeah, tires are warming up the tires. It'd be good to warm up those tires and have them ready for the start, because if you don't have, then, well, you are dead. You're almost dead. Oh, that's Coke spinning in the formation lap. A bit suspicious, because I swear that it's like forbidden to spin on the safety car. Under a formation lap. Isn't there really good camera, man? Honestly. Oh, come on. Well, anyways. Dirk is the only one who missed his grid slot. But we now go. And it's 1 light, 2 lights, 3 lights, 4 lights, 5 lights, and lights are out, and Matt already got a beautiful start, but a drive-through penalty for him as he completely jump-starts the start. What are these cameras, man? What are these cameras? Show me what is happening up ahead. Hennessy provisionally happy to P1, but he spins it on the X of turn 2, and from virtual P1 now down to P19, so it's now Bell up into P1, Reggie up into P2, Shez up into P3, Noise up into P4. I'm accounting that Matt is gonna serve his drive-through penalty is somewhat fast. I mean, he has 3 laps to do so. And back there's some shuffles as there's Lars spun on the X of turn 8, and he's now down in P19. Gonzalo still, or now he's not Lars driver. Now it's actually Lars lost. Front Shimon, no, that's just a glitch within the game. That just shows that they're side by side, but they're not. Dirk fighting with Alfie. Well, Dirk defending the inside, but Dirk still on the inside into turn 12. There could have been contact. Hudson tries to look for a gap, but he doesn't send it. Alfie stays in P14 for now. At the back, the two Williamses switch places. Chiron's that's Chiron's AI, so we don't count that. Can this gap get a bit better? All right, now it's a bit better. Right now it's even worse. But at the moment, oh, that's Lars spun on the X of turn 15, and he's now down the Lars driver. In the mid pack, is there anything happening? Hudson has defended well from Hennessy, or well enough to stay ahead of him. Maybe try and attack Dirk into turn 4 as Dirk missed his brakes. He had to go off track and even go wide to not hit Alfie, and he lost 2 positions, and he got a 3-second time penalty as well that I think can get removed. But anyways, Hennessy has already taken Hudson into turn 8, so he's up to P15. Up front, Bell has overtaken Matt. That's a team order probably right there. Because obviously Matt has that drive-through penalty yet to serve, so for Matt it's no point holding up his teammate. And as well, Bell is as well on the medium, so I mean, it again, a reason to not hold up his teammate. Matt, I'm sure that he's going to be holding up Reggie on this lap maybe, but he might not even do that quickly. Reggie might even overtake him on the straight as he pulls off a new false lap and tries to get side by side into turn 1, and he sends it. And on the exit of turn 1, they're side by side into turn 2, and now Matt is now side by side with Bell. Matt is forced off track a bit on the straight, and now into turn 4. Bell in the lead, but Reggie gets a beautiful exit of turn 4, and now Matt and Reggie, they go side by side into turn 5 and 6, into turn 7. Reggie tried to pull off a switchback, but Matt is now on the inside, and they touch, and Reggie got half spun, and Reggie is now officially now up into P2, and Shazanois couldn't really benefit from that as they were blocked by Matt. Meanwhile, Alfie spun on the exit of turn 7, and he's now down in P17. Fodder and Coke fight for P12, P11, sorry. When did Coke and Shemina get so? When did they go so low in the grids, or in the position wise? They were starting like P6 and 7, and that is Hennessy spun again. This time in turn 12. And that's a very odd spin, and that's Coke as well spun. So Mercedes started. Matt's in the pits to serve his drive-through penalty. Marco even getting a beautiful start from P13 to now being in P9. But Coke lost 10 positions, so he started in P7, and Shemini started alright in P8. I mean, it's still a pretty bad. It's not a ideal start for the Mercs, but Bell pulled up already a 1 second gap to Reggie. Retiring in the pits. First of all, that's illegal. That's illegal. First of all, second of all, he definitely had a chance still to do something. I mean, his car couldn't have been that much damaged in the first laps, I don't think. Lars again spins. Now on the exit of turn 4. Jovi finding Chris into turn 11, sending it up the inside of turn 11. Can Chris get a switch back there side by side into turn 12? Chris has no ERS left. And Chris on the outside, Jovi on the inside into turn 13. Chris on the outside again, they're going side by side into turn 14. Chris using his ERS to get ahead of Jovi, but this can be costly. And Jovi tries to send it actually on Chris a bit, but it doesn't matter since Jovi has the ERS on this main straight, using a bit of ERS on the entry, on the exit of the corner, and well, and overtakes Chris easily into turn 1. Actually, not even into turn 1, that was before turn 1. An easy overtake for Jovi. Can Chris? No, Chris is too far back to answer that. So Jovi up into P5. A very good start from him as he started. Where did he start? P11. Fodder as well, getting a bit of a fight between Marco and Shemina, and he is now up into P9. Marco down in P10, and Shemina is still in P11. Fodder's next target is Luke, the other Haas, who started P9, and he's now in P8, so gained 1 position. Holt as well started like P15, and he's now up to P7. Chris started as well P12. Jovi started in P11. Fodder started in P18, and he's now up to P9. And then like drivers like Hennessy, who started P2, was temporarily P1, or virtually P1, since Matt had that drafter penalty. Is now down in 14th, so 12 positions down. Matt 10 positions down as he got a drive-through. A very big drive-through actually, since when there were like 3 lights, there's a notification that that he got a jump start. Shazza has caught up to Reggie, actually. Although Reggie has more ERS than Shazza. But anyways, Alfie started 10th and he's now down in P16, so 6 positions down. Coco started 7th. He's now down in 17th, so 10 positions down. And Lars down by 4 places. He started 14th, and many spins later he is now down P18. Alright, the father overtakes Luke. Where was that? Or he's fighting... No, he's fighting Luke into the S's, and he's now on the outside. Luke on the inside. Luke sends it to defense position, but Shimonai and father make contact on the exit. And Shimonai is back down in P11, or temporarily in P11, down to P12, and father, who was up to P8 temporarily, is now down in P13. There was a bit of contact between them, or not a bit contact, there was actually bigger contact than bit, and well, it resulted in father spinning out of Shimonai. But I think Shimonai spun on father, and well, yeah. But Shimonai tries to not to worry about that, even though he will get a penalty. Tries to not worry about that and try and overtake Dirk as quickly as possible, as he is very close to Dirk with the help of the ERS and DRS. Dirk has as well DRS and ERS. The Hutton has neither of them, and Shimonai in the middle of the two. Dirk pulls off a very good move around the outside of the two. Dirk up to P10, Shimonai up to P11, and Hudson lost 2 positions at once. And Hudson doesn't have or didn't have the DRS on that back straight as well. And Hennessy is already smelling his gearbox already. So into turn 8, around the outside. And Hennessy gets a better exit than Hudson, and he's up to P12. And father could be doing the same as well, very quickly, as well as Matt. Shimonai will be doing that at the same to Dirk into turn 11. And Shimonai on the inside, Dirk on the outside. Dirk maybe trying to get a switch back. No, but the Merc is way too quick. Oh, and Dirk even had a moment on the exit. But saved it. Hennessy sent it into turn 13, and he's ahead of Dirk. Dirk goes off track, as was father. But yeah, Hennessy up to P11, Shimonai up to P10 into point ping position. Although an interesting line from the Mercedes, and Hennessy could be smelling an overtake here into turn 1. He has no ERS left, but he's sending it to turn 1 into the detection zone. He was ahead of or behind Shimonai. He pulled that off, moved beautifully, but Shimonai spins on the X of turn 2, and now he's down in P17. There's definitely contact between Dirk and Shimonai, since well, Shimonai spun on his own, and then well, Shimonai just went into the path of Dirk, and I think Dirk hits him and maybe father as well. Shimonai spins on the X of turn 4. Yeah, this race can't get any worse for him. And Dirk almost getting overtaken by father around the outside of turn 10, of turn 9 and 10. Neither of them have the DRS actually. Already first driver, already first car lap, that's Sheeran's AI, we don't care about that. Since an AI, so we don't care about that. I mean, we don't care about robots, we don't care about AIs in this game. Father already trying to overtake Dirk on into turn 14, and he does pull that move on. He pulled that up move. Dirk can't really answer that, but he goes into the pits. I mean, it doesn't matter. Father even got the DRS, but there's no ERS, so that's a minus. Alfie maybe tries to send it on Coke into turn 1 with contact between them. But nothing serious. Nothing much serious. I mean, they maybe lost a tenth or two, but they still got the DRS. But they still got the DRS, and they're still somewhat close to Father. Up front, nothing really much happening. I mean, the gap has been staying like 2 seconds between Beo and Reggie, and Shazza just being very, very close to Reggie as well. And Noise is having a pretty chill race. I mean, 4.5 seconds behind Shazza, and then almost 8 seconds behind Jovi, or ahead of Jovi. Jovi has a bit of a harder job since, well, he doesn't have that much of a calm situation, as behind there's Chris still in that DRS, so he could maybe pull off a move on him. Holtz, I mean, he has the same 4 seconds behind Chris, but behind him there are the two horses who could be an annoyance for him. Hennessy has as well caught up to Luke, and Hennessy is a bit catching up. Chris send it on Jovi into turn 1. Chris on the exit is ahead. Chris has the DRS, but Jovi has the ERS, which is a bit better in this game. And Jovi goes around the outside of turn 4 on Chris, gets a better exit, and it's turn 5. He's ahead of Chris. A beautiful move by the AlphaTauri, and he is now back into P5. Meanwhile, behind, Hennessy trying to take Luke as they make contact. Hennessy just goes into the back of Luke, and Luke is now down in P, whatever he will be, P15. That's all on Hennessy. But I think almost Hudson spun. Father could be sending it around that sort of turn 9 and 10. Oh, could have been contact bits, but I don't think there were any. Father has a DRS, and as well Coke has a DRS. Coke will be trying to send around the outside of Father. Hudson trying to include himself as well in there, but it just doesn't have the pace. He just doesn't have the pace. So Father and Coke gain 1 position, while Hudson has lost 2 positions at once again. But Hennessy, well, he did overtake Luke, but he spun him round. He spun around. The two Alfies switch places in the Alfies, in the Alfa Romeos, obviously. Mark overtakes Holtz into turn 1. That's Luke spinning on the exit of turn 15. Luke gets a very poor exit, actually. Luke speeds in the pits, and DNFs in the pits and leaves. I don't think he had I think that's the same. I mean, he didn't have enough reasoning. That contact was light, so I don't think he had any rear wing damage or diffuser damage. As Hennessy spins on the same place that he spun Luke, all of a sudden he just lost it on the exit of turn 7. So somehow he did like a 360. He said a 360, and well, he didn't lose that much time, but still he was very close beyond Holtz. Now Matt is beyond Holtz. Yeah, so he's now down into P10, not in the DRS not close enough for Matt's DRS, as Father goes very wide in turn 12. By the way, Shazza goes into the pits. Where's that camera? Yeah, Shazza pits for New Hearts. Holtz gets overtaken by Matt on the straight, although Matt doesn't seem to be that Quick on the straight. There is Shazza. Could Matt hold off Shazza? Well, there's a bit contact on the exit. Shazza has those cold hearts. Matt has the warmer hearts. But into turn 1, Shazza caught actually a DRS, and Matt send it into turn 4. Matt gets a better exit since he has a warmer up tires compared to Shazza's cold tires, and he holds off Shazza. Reggie could be in that same position as well, since Shazza was very close behind Reggie. And now Shazza has lost mass amount of time because of that. Gemini and Hennessy, they fight for P14. Hennessy as well pitted. There's a bit of contact between them, so he's gonna lose some time as well. Bell doesn't pit. Reggie doesn't pit. Turk pits. Does anyone? No. Noise doesn't pit. Jovi, will see if Jovi pits. You can see in turn 14 and 15. Dirk for the softs. Jovi pits. Dirk leaves. Chris stays out. Marco stays out. Matt stays out. Obviously Shazza stays out. Holt goes in. Coco stays out. Hudson, we'll see what if he's gonna go in or not. He goes in. We'll see as well Gemini what he's gonna do in a moment. Gemini, where's Gemini here? Gemini, does he pit? No, he doesn't. He doesn't pit. He doesn't pit, so he stays out. Obviously, I mean that's the other solution. I mean there are three solutions. The three solutions: pit, not pit, or crash out. There are those three solutions for basically what can you do in a. Do you want to pit or not? You pit, you don't pit, or you crash out. But the Gemini obviously holds as well. The two Alfies pretty close to each other. But Mark, wait, no, that's who the hell is that? That's Jovi who spins on the X of turn 7, and he's now behind Gemini and Jovi. The two leaders go into the pits, and Reggie gets a 5-second time penalty, an important 5-second time penalty for Bell. And I don't think usually those 5 seconds cannot be removable. Now we will see as well. Noise went into the pits. Chris will be going into the pits, followed with a 5-second time penalty. Matt, we will see where does the duo rejoin. They rejoin ahead of Matt. But now it's the outlap that counts. Hennessy gets a 3-second time penalty as well. The outlap counts now because Matt is gonna be gaining in the corners and in the exits in this first half of the lap. Like look, like it's going down to 1.2 seconds already. 1.1 through the S's as well. It's gonna be 1.0, 0.9, and into 0.8. Obviously, no, those sides are more and more warmed up as the lap goes on and on. Oh, as Reggie goes as well wide, which is not ideal, but Matt spins on the exit of turn 10. He does a quick donut, but it doesn't matter since he's now behind Marco and Shazza. Reggie got as well a 3-second time penalty as well with that. So he's now 8 seconds, but we'll see if he gets that 3-second time penalty removed. Pretty quiet race. I mean, in terms of quiet race. What do I mean by a quiet race? I mean like with no safety cars. Usually we see many safety cars, but all of a sudden here is, I mean, it's just no safety cars, I guess. But Reggie actually caught up to Bell a little bit. Now the gap is 1.6. But the ERS situation, Bell has more. Bell around 30%. No, that's a Bell around 30%. Reggie about in 20%. Reggie in about 10%, under 10s. I mean, I'm not going to include Marco since, well, he still has the pit and he's... Well, with the Haas, I mean, he isn't going to be fighting with these three. And also the fact that he still has a pit, which obviously, like, I don't like to say that. That I mean that a horse can't fight these guys, because obviously, if it's gonna be like, I don't know, let's take Lars goes into pits. Let's take Hudson. I mean, obviously, if you put Hudson in a Red Bull, in this game's Red Bull, and then like Jarno Opmeer into a Williams, or even in this league. I mean, if you put Jarno in the Williams, he is gonna be beating this league easily. He's gonna be beating this league easily. As Bo actually was talking some random things, Bo actually goes wide in turn 12, and both of these using ERS. Bo almost allowed Reggie to go into his DRS zone. Very close, and Reggie uses his rest of the ERS, gets a fast lap. Sector 3, that's Marco spun on the exit of turn 15. But ahead, importantly for Reggie, he will have the DRS behind Bell. Bell didn't use much of his DRS. Yeah, Reggie has the DRS now, so it's gonna be very hard for Bell to pull off a gap, so that Reggie doesn't get the DRS again. It's gonna be very hard since there are 3 DRS zones. Although the gap is 0.9 further in the pits, the gap is 0.9. 0.9. We could be close. No, Bo didn't use DRS, so Reggie again gets a DRS for this little straight. So he's gonna gain a 10th or 2, or 10th or and a half, 10th or 1.5. Next of turn 11, the gap stays the same as it did. 8 tenths. Shazza is out of the DRS from Reggie. Here, oh, the gap is close, but Reggie gets the DRS yet again. For now, for Reggie, it is gonna be to stay within that DRS. Also now, since he got that DRS for these two, for this larger straight, and obviously he's gonna get the for the again straight. It's gonna be easier for him. Matt pits for new mediums. Yeah, so now for Bell it is gonna be harder to pull off a gap, and as well, Bell uses all of his ERS. I mean, Bell and Reggie and Shazza, they don't have much of their ERS. I mean, they are in the lower 10s. Matt in the pits, Coke in the pits as well for the new mediums. Matt is gonna be just behind Jovi, while Coke is gonna be behind Holtz. Yeah, behind Holtz. So Matt rejoins as P9 and Coke rejoins in P11. Hennessy trying to get a move on Chris into turn 4, and he does it successfully on the inside, and he got a better exit, so he's up to P6. But Hennessy he's gonna get a post-race penalty, and has a 3-second time penalty as well. But there's still 12 laps to go, so it depends how big of a gap Hennessy is gonna pull off. Up front, it is looking still spicy with the DRSs. I mean, Reggie is barely staying in that DRS, as Shazza spins on the exit of turn 15, and he fails to spin back onto the racing line, and Jovi out of the race, crashed out on the exit of turn 11, and that's a full safety car. And that is, you could say that is lucky for Noise, because he just overtook Shazza while Shazza spun. Marco going to the pits, taking full advantage of this safety car. And for Matt and Coke, this is very unlucky, because now instead of pitting a lap earlier, they could have just stayed out, but obviously they can't. Choo. They cannot choose what the future looks like. but Marco still behind Matt, but ahead of Coke. Most of the drivers pitted for new mediums. Alfie stays out on the hards. Hudson as well stays out on all the hards. So Chris as well went wide in turn 1, completely missing his brakes, and Hudson is ahead. Although, does he need to allow him back? I don't think Hudson has to allow him back to P11, since well Chris was off track. So most of us went for the mediums. We'll see what the top drivers are going to do. So basically top 4. Bell out. Yeah, he's gonna go. Reggie going in. Noise and Shaza, I would say that they're gonna be going in as well. I wouldn't be surprised. Yeah, Noise in. Shaza stays out. So something with the strategy to screw up Bell, to slow down Bell so that he cannot overtake, so that he can pull a gap or something. But this early on, I mean, this is pre-season. I mean, I get it that they want to obviously win this race, but Jesus. I mean, anyways, Reggie has a 5-second time penalty that he cannot take off. I mean, it still doesn't matter. It doesn't matter anyway. I know. Wait, he got that off. So he has now a 3-second time penalty. I forgot that he got it off. So yeah, so it's now 3 seconds, and as well, Bell has now something to do with the AI. She runs AI. Oh god. Alright, so the only drivers who stayed out are Shaza and the 2 Alfies. Literally the 2 Alfies. I mean, they're in an Alfa Romeo, which you spell Alpha, which you could Alfie could say, or you could say that it's an Alfa Romeo if you want to say, or something. So the 2 Alfies as well stayed out. No, wait. No, Gemini stayed out, Hudson stayed out, and Shaza stayed out. Alfie went back into the pits for the mediums. Okay, that's a very weird strategy. At the first lap of the safety car, not pit, but then on the second lap, pit. I mean, that's very weird. But anyways, we move on. Dumb moves are always made by someone. I mean, I'm not targeting anyone that Alfie is stupid or something. Everyone makes dumb moves, dumb things in their lives. I mean, yeah, everyone makes some dumb moves whenever they do. Not everyone is perfect. Either growing up, either I don't know. But there's always gonna be a down in your life, and that's death. That's down. You cannot stop that. Oh well. I'm sort of surprised what they're doing at Red Bull. At pre-season. At pre-season they're doing already this. That I'm guessing so that Shaza ahead can hold off Bell, and then when Bell eventually overtakes Shaza, Shaza is just gonna let Reggie through. Which, I mean, I would understand, like, halfway through the season, but this is only pre-season, where the point you don't get awarded any points, or maybe just Shaza wants to have a best shot for the win. I don't know. I'm guessing that it's gonna be the first one that I said, that Shazza is gonna try and hold off Bell, but we will see. We'll see. I mean, obviously, if Shazza is gonna be fighting, trying to fight for the win, then obviously he's gonna be a bit robust with some defenses. Either way, he is gonna be aggressive with his defenses, even if it's for Reggie or for himself. Safety car not in his lap. Oh my god, FIA, can you do something right once? Obviously in this game, I mean... yeah. So an extra lap of basically boredom. Alright, so when the safety car is going to be going in, it's going to be 7 laps of racing. About. Mediums are going to be definitely going in until the end. Pretty interesting camera, EA. Yeah. Pretty interesting camera, for God's sake. Now those who stayed out on those hearts, first of all, they have older hearts, which already is a down. Second of all, they're slower. Third of all, I mean, they're gonna, at the restart, and they're gonna be very hard to, or very difficult to warm up. And I think staying on the hards, I mean, it's not a wise choice. Even for like drivers like Hudson or Shimano, I mean, I get that they want to have the best shot, but at what? At what, honestly? I was like, oh, what? Okay, so Marco just overtook Coke, I guess. No, actually, I don't know. I'm confused. But yeah, those who stayed out on the hards besides Sheeran, because that's an AI. I mean, obviously, I understand Shazza. So I don't know, maybe that a strategic team play or something, or to get the best shot of win. I understand that, but for Hudson and Shimano, I mean, a best chance of what? A what? Hudson is, at the moment, getting 1 point, actually 4 points with the penalties. Shimano is literally outside of the points. I don't say why did he stay out. Anyways, safety car in his lap. So already, drivers are going to be warming up their tires as much as possible. With this speed, I mean, honestly, it's not going to be ideal, but Shazza is going to be going as early as possible. I'm guessing. I mean, he's already going now. So the race has been restarted. But Bell cannot do anything because there's an AI ahead of him. And basically Reggie almost got brake checked by Bell. They're going side by side on the main straight, both of them using all of their ERS. And into turn 1, and Bell on the outside, Reggie on the inside. A noise has been crashed already on the straight, and there are lots of carbon fiber, and he's out. Bell stays in P2, but that Shazza already, who has 2.5 seconds of lead. That's a massive gap. And what is happening up ahead? What many position changes. The two McLarens all of a sudden from like P8 and 9 to P5 and 6. That Shimano as well down in P14, very down at the back. Marco re-overtakes further as he spins in turn 7. Could be, or in turn 8, could have been some contact between him and Marco. But nonetheless, Marco is up to P6, but he's slowly getting attacked by Matt. Lars spins again. Coke tried to overtake Hennessy into turn 11, but he felt that gap of Shazza's, who was 2.5 seconds, it is now down to 1.2 seconds. So staying out on those hards, it was at the moment a very bad idea. As it looks like it was a very bad idea. Holt drops 2 positions at once for Chris and Alfie on the exit of turn 13. Marco overtakes... no. Marco gets overtaken by Matt into turn 14 and 15, although Marco is trying to re-overtake him with better straight line speed into turn 1, but no, maybe he tried to go around outside, but as well he needs to think that he's in the white Ferrari, a worse white Ferrari. Oh, there's an incredible battle as well at the back. Hudson, Chris and the 2 Alfa Romeos as well. Holtz and Father, they're trailing behind them. What's going on up ahead? They almost went 3 wide and to turn 5. Chris on top. Then Alfie in P9, but Holtz spins on the exit of turn 6. He could have gotten spun by Father. Hudson goes wide on the exit of turn 8. Father maybe tries to go around the outside of him, but he goes onto the curb. He goes on the curb and he spins instantly, and he's now 2.6 seconds behind this 3-way group. These 3, just these 3. Sheeran is still yet to overtake us actually. Anyways, Shazza starts lap 24. Shazza gets at fastest lap actually, 1:30.886. Has more ERS than Bell. DRS has been enabled. Reggie won't get it this lap, I don't think. The gap was over seconds. Does he get the DRS? Nope, he didn't get the DRS. Coke has the DRS on Hennessy on this straight, but he's not gonna pull off a move as Father retires on track. That's a new one for me, to just all of a sudden just retire on track like that. That's even worse than Jovi or Gonzalo's or Luke's reasoning. But anyways, back into the action. Not much of action, but the closest drivers between themselves is Chris and Alfie. Alfie gets the DRS on this straight. Obviously, but he can't really catch up to him. He uses the DRS on the exit of turn 11 and 12, and into turn 12 as well. I don't see why he's using it. But Bell gets the DRS on Shazza on this straight. Yes, he does have the DRS. Shazza with Bell with a new fast lap. Shazza tries to pull off from Bell, but Bell has the DRS, which means that he's gonna get the DRS as well for this third straight. Actually, the second on this lap. The third one is on that back straight, or the smaller straight actually, and the straights where you don't usually make a move. Alfie overtakes Chris into turn 1, but who has the DRS? Alfie has the DRS, which means Alfie is gonna have the bit of an advantage. Well, those could have been contact between these two, and Alfie holds off from Chris. Now Gemini, Lars and Holtz fought for P11. Gemini easily overtakes Lars into turn 4. Now Lars could be fancying a move on Lars maybe at some time when Gemini says goodbye to Lars and his DRS. Anyways, back to the top. Bell is gonna have the DRS on this main straight, and into turn 1, Shazza waves a little bit. Shazza doesn't use the DRS, and neither does Bell. He does have the DRS though, so he's gonna be catching up. Into turn 1, Bell just closes the gap on Shazza, all of that on braking. And to turn 4, Shazza goes defensive to break off the toe. And he goes defensive as well, like I said. Into turn 4. Shazza stays in P1 for now. Lap 26, so 3 laps remaining. Reggie, Advent can't really do anything about anything really. Holt and Lars fight for P12. Although Lars has a 3-second time penalty, 5 seconds as well. Actually, Holt wants to fight for P12 and finish P12 on track, and is out to P12 out of Lars. Next out of him is Cheminai, but Cheminai is in the Mercedes, so I wouldn't really see Holtz overtaking Cheminai on track, but he could be maybe getting him on the penalties. It depends on Cheminai if he gets that 5-second penalty off. Reggie has closed on Bell so much throughout the lap, a second now. He's now within the DRS. Bell uses DRS. Shazza uses ERS. And into turn 1. Shazza goes defensive. Bell tries to go around the outside, hold off into turn around the outside with contact on the exit. And on the exit of turn 2, Bell on the inside. Oh, they're still going side by side into turn 4. Bell is gonna have better grip. Oh, there was a big contact also between them. And Bell ahead of Shazza. Shazza immediately lets Reggie through. So this benefited Reggie. Everything went just goes. Everything all of a sudden just goes. As he spins on the exit of turn 7. Shazza, did he lose the DRS? He just holds off to the DRS actually. He doesn't use it. So for me he gets it, but for himself he didn't get it. So Reggie just spins on the exit of turn 7 all of a sudden, and he's now behind Hennessy, down in P4 with a 3-second time penalty that can cost him even P4, since Matt behind him has no penalties. Coke neither has any penalties. Shazza now gets a DRS, but uses everything in ERS that he has. But is it gonna be enough to catch Bell back? That's the question. Because I don't think that the grip on those tires is not gonna be enough. Gets the DRS again for this straight into turn 4. And now the second sector starts. That's Holt who spun on the exit of turn 15. And now he's behind Lars. He's gonna be getting out of Lars either way, but he could have been ahead of Cheminai. Oh, the gap looks too much. He could have been. Actually, he could have maybe been ahead of Cheminai. But anyways, the gap has closed massively now. All of a sudden, it's now 4 tenths. Mel must have made a mistake on that lap, or in that second sector that I didn't look. The gap has now risen to half a second. 6 cents. Maybe Bell was using a lower downforce setup, because look at here. Actually, no, it's no. Maybe he made actually a mistake on the lap. But anyways, Bell starts the final lap of this race of pre-season. None of this actually counts. But what counts is a good feeling of this race, which obviously Bell or Shazza want to get. Tur didn't get actually the DRS from the lap car, so that can be a bit costly for the Ferrari. Into the second sector. Oh, there's a bit of a distraction from the Williams. The gap has now gone up to almost 5 tenths. 6 tenths. Yeah, with that gap, Bell is going to be staying in P1 if he doesn't bottle it. Reggie drops down to P5 as I think he made a mistake. And Coke sends it into turn 10 on Reggie. He tries to overtake him, which I don't see a point of since, well, Reggie has a 3-second time penalty, as well as a preseason. But obviously, everyone wants a good feeling about this race. Bell, yeah, if he doesn't bottle turn 14 and 15, he is going to be the winner into the 2 final corners. No mistakes, and Bell is going to cross the line to become the BPRL winner here in Bahrain pre-season. Shazza finishes in P2, Hennessy finishes in P4 after his penalties. Matt in P3, Hennessy P4, Coke P5, Reggie P6, Marco P7, Alfie P9 could be, as Hudson gets overtaken by Sheminai, although Sheminai has a 5-second penalty. Chris up to P8, Alfie down P9, Sheminai in P11, Hudson in P10, Lars P12, and Holtz, actually no, Lars P13 and Holtz in P12. A very interesting race, a very interesting preseason race. In my opinion, it has a great balance. It has a great balance of everything. There was a safety car which made everything more interesting. Actually, I will talk about that a little bit later. But Bell is the winner of this preseason race. So obviously, a bigger confidence, and as well, first lap, and he got the pole position. So all the three things that you want to obviously see: a win, a pole position, and a fast lap for you. That's one of the best feelings you can say. Obviously, the best feeling is getting or basically completely dominate the race with a fast lap, and basically lead every single lap of the race, getting a Grand Slam. But anyway, Bell finished in P1. Great debut for Ferrari, but obviously none of this counts. What counts is the good feeling that you get after this race, or bad feeling. It depends if you're Bell or Luke or Jovi or Noise or I don't know, Gemini even. But yeah, Shazza finished P2, Matt P3, Hennessy P4, Coke P5, Reggie P6, Marco P7, Chris P8, Alfie P9, Hudson P12, Gemini P11, Holt P12, Lars P13, and then 2 AIs. And then Father, Noise, Jovi, Luke, and Gonzalo. I'm just gonna call him Gonzalo. Yeah, like I said, the race had everything. It just had a great balance of everything. A bit of incidents, great racing, only one safety car, which mixed up the grid a lot. Then a great battle for the lead, then a great battles in the mid-table, in the lower table. Big incidents. Yeah, I mean, it was a perfect race. It was a perfect race for entertainment in terms of not overwhelming race, like just every single lap, like everything just happens. I don't know, like just someone like let's say for example, I don't know. Let's say for example, Noise is just gonna go straight into turn 1 in Monaco. There's no Monaco in the calendar, but whatever. Yeah, he's gonna straight line everyone, punts everyone into the yeah. I mean, yeah, like I was saying, the race had a perfect balance of everything. Driver today, the game gave to Hudson. Somehow he pulled off the hard on the hard side to get a point, or into top 10. Somehow. Maybe I would say driver. I mean, it maybe would have been between. I mean, as well, Hennessy had a great race after, well, virtually in P1 into turn 1, but then bottling it already after turn 2, going to turn 3 being last, or second last. I mean, Matt as well, a very good race after his drive-through. It has to be between Matt, Hennessy, or maybe Marco. I don't know. Marco as well, a great race. I mean, he had a great start, and then just, I mean, there were spins for him, but still a very good race. But maybe I would say drive today will go to Matt, because he kept it clean compared to Hennessy, who didn't. He spun Luke out. So yeah, drive today goes to Matt. By my vote, my vote goes to Matt. Or vote, nomination, or award, whatever you want to call it. I mean, at this point, I mean, obviously it's the award. It's gonna be decided by the votes, but we're just gonna do one vote. That one vote is going to Matt. But yeah, this was the preseason. Already, like last week, it was the final race of the season, and now already it is a preseason race. But yeah, this was preseason race in Abu Dhabi. Next race is China in Shanghai International Circuit. The track that, well, in real F1 doesn't have that much of overtaking, doesn't host that much overtaking, but it is a technical circuit, especially the snail bit into turn 1 and turn 2, and one of the longest races on the F1 calendar as well. But yeah, next week is China, so see you guys next then.